Guys, so yesterday we started talking about place value, and I showed you on 10 frames how tens and ones are an important part of the standard form of numbers that you write. Like 20 had 2 full 10 frames, so that's why it has a 2 in the tens place, and it had 0 extra ones, so it has a 0 in the ones place. We're going to talk more about that today, but we're going to be building numbers using our base 10 blocks. So you need your bag of base 10 blocks here. And let's talk a little bit about these. You may have used them in kindergarten, but you may have also forgotten a little bit about them. Anytime you're using these, especially the units, be very careful because they can fall on the floor and get lost easily. So make sure that you're careful not to like just dump them out everywhere or anything like that. You're very gentle with them. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and lay these out, you can. But we're going to talk about them, and we're not going to need all of these today. If you have this piece in your math toolkit, this is 100. It's called a flat. We won't be working with this piece until later this year, so just keep this safe in your baggie. Okay. So here we have ones or units. Each one of these units is worth 1. Its value is 1. And then we have tens. These can be called longs or rods, and their value is 10. So let me show you why that is. When we put 10 ones next to this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. When you put 10 ones next to a long or a rod or a 10, it's equal, okay? Because anytime you have 10 ones, those can be traded in for 1 10. All right, so these are all worth 1, and these are worth 10. Okay, when we build numbers today, you may want to have a mat, kind of like I'm about to build. I just have a piece of paper here, and what I'm going to do is draw a line down the middle. And on the top of this side, I'm going to write tens, and on the top of this side, I'm going to write ones. This is going to help me separate the two and keep it nice and organized while I'm trying to build my numbers. Okay. So the first number that we are going to build today is the number 13. Okay? 13. Remember, in 13, there's a tens place and a ones place. So some of you may be tempted to get all of your ones and do 13 that way. You could do that to where you could build 13 in all ones, but that's not the quickest, easiest way to build 13. We need to look at the number 13 in the places and digits that 13 has. So 13 has a 1 in the tens place, so I need 1 10. And then how many ones does it have? It has 3 ones, so then I need 3 in the ones place. This is 13. I feel like y'all are probably having a hard time seeing today for some reason. I can't get it right where we need. There we go. Okay, so this is 13. To count it and check our model here, we just start by saying 10 because this is a whole 10. 10, 11, 12, 13. And there we have 13. When we build numbers this way, this can be called a model because we are modeling the number 13, or you can even draw this out and it can be called the picture. So if I don't have base 10 blocks, I could draw base 10 blocks and have 1 10 and 3 ones. So it can be either way, but it's still 13. Okay, let's try another one. Notice down here, when I have my base 10 blocks out like this, even if I don't have this mat, I try to keep it organized where the 10s are always on this left side and the 1s are always on the right side. The reason for that is because that's the way that we see it in numbers. The 10s are on the left and the 1s place is on the right. So keeping it this way and always doing it this way is going to actually help you not only in first grade, but when you go to second grade and you're trying to add double-digit numbers, it will be really important to have your 10s and 1s organized like this. And when you go into triple-digit numbers even. So always put your 10s on the left and your 1s on the right. It'll help keep it organized. And I also mean, okay, so pretend I don't have this mat. Let me show you why that's important. Sometimes kids will build 13 like this, okay? 10s and 1s. This is correct. If you build it this way, it's still 13, but your 10s place and your 1s place are not in the correct spots. So you always want to build your 10s on the left and 1s on the right. And like I said, that's just going to help you. It may be fine in first grade because we have smaller numbers, but as you move on to second grade and third grade, it's going to get more confusing if you're not sure of where the 10s place and the 1s place are supposed to go. So, left, right. All right, let's build the number 15. 15. Well, if I already know how to write 15 in standard form, I know it looks like this. So use this to help you figure out how to build your model if you don't know. 15 has 2 digits. It has a 10s place and a 1s place. In the 10s place, how many 10s are there? There is one 10. And then how many 1s are in 15? 5 1s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This should be 15, but we're going to count it to make sure. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We got it. Okay, let me give you a number to build now, and I'm going to give you a minute to build it before we check it. Try building 17. Can you model 17 with your base 10 blocks? Okay, with 17, let me clear my board from our other number first. With 17, we have 2 digits. There's the 10s place and the 1s place. So with 17, there's a 1 in the 10s place, which means I need 1 10, and there is a 7 in the 1s place, which means I need 7 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so this is 17, and we can count it to check. This is 10. Remember, we don't have to start with 1 because this whole thing is already 10. And we always start with the largest value first when we're counting, and 10 is more than 1. So we're going to start with the 10s. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's right. Did you get this on your mat also? All right. Let me have you build a new number now. Can you build the number 6? Build 6. All right, in 6, there's just 1 digit. So there is no 10s place because it would be the farthest to the left. There's only a 1s place in 6. So you should not have pulled 6 of these. Let's see what happens if we pull 6 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you built 6 this way, you didn't build 6, you actually built a different number. Do you know what number you built if you built it this way? Well, these are all 10s, so we have to count by 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. This number is 60. It's not 6, so this is not correct. because there's not a tens place in 6. There's just a ones place, which means you can only use ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is how you should have built 6 with only 6 ones. All right, let's build 12 now. Can you build 12? 12. Think of the number 12 in standard form. Think of the number 12. 12 is written like this. Okay, so can you build 12? Model 12 on your mat. Okay, so 12 has 2 digits. The tens place and the ones place is here. In your tens place, you have 1 10. And in the ones place, there are 2 ones. So this is what your 12 should have looked like. 1 10 and 2 ones. 10, 11, 12. Okay? So, if I get out my Perry, the place value robot here, we've talked about another way that you can write numbers, and that is by drawing a picture or modeling. So today, we didn't draw a picture, we modeled. I'm going to write model or picture. When you do a model, that's when you're actually building it, and you can do a model but also draw a picture of it instead if you don't have your base 10 blocks. So I'm not going to be able to glue my base 10 blocks on this chart here, so I'm going to draw the model. So for 12, we needed 1 10 and 2 ones. And that was 12. That's my picture for 12. Sometimes kids like to try to draw all of the little lines on the 10 to show that it's 10 ones put together to make 110. You could do that, but you don't have to. As long as I can see the difference between this being a long rod and this being 2 small units, you're good. Okay, so far we have learned numbers can be written in standard form, which is the usual way we see them, or they can be modeled or drawn as a picture. Tomorrow we're going to talk about 2 more ways that you can see numbers.